Okay, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll let's start. It's good to see so many people here. I'm glad so many people have been able to come despite the rain and the traffic and stuff. And many thanks, as usual, to the School of Mathematics and Physics here at Queen's for helping us out with these events. And so we appreciate their help in getting on. And is everyone comfortable? If there are a few seats, if we shuffle around, but if everybody's comfortable enough, that's okay.
There's two more some of those windows for.
Probably could actually. Yeah, it may heat up a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. Certainly, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to say a few things up front. We'll have a little look at the sky, and then we'll move on to our main guest this evening. Just a few upcoming events. We've got. Get my little toy. Yeah. We've got a few things coming up. First of all, I don't know if many of you are planning on going down, but Cosmos is on, which is a sort of a day and a half of talks and astronomical observing down in Athlone this weekend. I'm going down myself, and looking forward to that. 2 weeks' time here we have our annual general meeting, so this is the last main lecture of the season, but we have the annual general meeting. If there are any nominations for council for that, then do let us know. You should have had a sheet with stardust. We have an evening lined up at the North Down Museum on Saturday the 3rd of May, and that's entitled Stars and Mars, Moon, Jupiter, because that's really what the main focus of the evening, given the clear sky, will be. We'll also have the Star Dome down there, so we'll add to the fun of that. And that's in the North Down Museum, Bangor, County Down. You remember we went there just over a year ago, January I think last year. We went there and had a very good night down there, so they've asked us back. That's the North Down Museum. And the STFC Roadshow is coming here at the end of May. That's an absolute must-see. It's here for 10 days, 16th to 25th of May, and lots to see at that. I'm told that's an absolute must-see. And then, of course, we are planning now other items for the summer. There'll be Perseids and all sorts of other stuff to see us through to the start of the new season in September. So that's a few things going on. Terry, do you have a teaser for us on the?
I do.
Oh, hang on, one other thing. You should all have had your stardust by now. Many thanks to Andy for putting that together, and all the contributors are right. But this is me actually putting it in the envelope, you see, and I'm ably supervised by Cinders here, who gets involved in everything I do. So this is how it all works. Here's the magazine, the inserts, the envelopes, the labels, and I put all that together this time just to see how it's all done, really. I don't always do it. But Cinders was invaluable in her help. And anyway, Terry.
Right. A very easy question on the Large Hadron Collider, which you all know very, very well. So folks, I see quite a lot of you sitting on windowsills. I don't know, there'll be one spare seat here up in the front, but anyway, and another one there. There's a couple of them. I'm not going to ask you what is a hadron, because you probably have done your research on that. What's the origin of the word hadron? What does the word itself mean?
Is it a wall?
Stunned silence. What's a hadron? What's the origin of the word? Ah, come on, I'm disappointed in you. All right, since nobody's got that at all, think of a dinosaur. There's a hadrosaur, or a group of dinosaurs called hadrosaurs. Can you work it out from that? I thought this was an easy one. No Greek scholars here. I could ask our speaker, but that'll be too easy. All right, I'll have to think of another one then. That's never happened before. I'll tell you the answer. It simply means bulky. The Large Hadron Collider is for studying bulky particles. All right, within a reasonable limit, what was the energy level at which the Higgs boson was discovered? Anybody know that one? Right?
143 MeV.
143
MeV.
No.
125.
Sorry, hold on.
125.
No, because I don't know the answer.
Not nine.
No, you're not getting anything. All right, come up with some sort of question. What does CERN stand for? And you can give it to me in English or French. Right,
European Centre of Nuclear Research.
that's close enough. Okay. Conseil Européen de Recherche Nucléaire. What do you want? Mars or Luna? There you go. All right, folks. Sorry, that was so hard. I'm sorry. Well, you'll probably be telling us the value of that exposure on those.
See it on the clock.
Right. Okay.
Right, thank you very much, Terry.
Right.
Okay, just a few things we can look at. Peter has been very lucky with the weather again, Peter. He must have got the only bit of sunshine yesterday that there was. It was thick fog when I left home yesterday. But that's the Sun and Earth star and solar cycle 24. And some interesting bits happening there. It was looking quite clear for a couple of days, and then Peter got these pictures yesterday. This has just developed from nothing. We've got a video of that in a moment. But also two very interesting large spots have just come around the limb there. So this is active region 2021, which is looking very interesting. That is the sort of shape of thing and pointing in our direction that we really think might explode in our direction if we're lucky. And then these spots, 2027 and 2026 as well, looking quite lively. And we've got a little video of how over the course of 3 or 4 days 2021 just appeared from there. And that's you can see that growing in size and getting up to the point where that's where it was yesterday, facing us almost directly and looking like it might do something or other. So we keep fingers crossed and hope the weather improves a little bit as well, and we might see some sky action before the nights get too light. Planets in the sky are looking pretty good at the minute. There's really, if you time your day right, you can see 4 planets at this time, and Jupiter is still fantastic in the evening, still 55 degrees upwards, which is very high. It's still magnitude -2, which is good and bright. I have actually yet to get a decent picture of Jupiter this year, which is a bit of a shame. But and Mars is looking very good now. Mars has really sort of brightened quite considerably in the last few weeks, and will be -1.5 very soon. Opposition is just a week's time, so it's not hugely high up. It will be 32 degrees above the horizon at midnight, local midnight, which is about 1:24 a.m. British summertime, which we're not on here. I noticed the clock at the back. And Saturn also is quite low, but looking very good. I just had a brief glimpse of Saturn the other morning before I went to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the rings are much wider open than they have been recently. Venus as well. I did see Venus just as I drove over the hill one morning, looking across Belfast Loch. You can see Venus very low in the southeast, but very, very bright, magnitude -4.1, but very close to the horizon. And there are these 2 asteroids, and I showed you the maps last time on those, dwarf planet Ceres and Vesta. Vesta theoretically would be naked eye visible, but I doubt it really. Once you take into, it's quite low with Mars, near Mars, and it's actually quite low at Vesta. So the fact that it is theoretically naked eye visible, there's a lot of sort of atmosphere looking through there, and I don't think anyone can actually see Vesta naked eye, but theoretically possible. You see it by binoculars or a small telescope, and a good trick to do. Take photographs several days in a row, and you'll see those 2 move. So that's the planets and the asteroids. I'm just going to show you a couple of bits of the sky that are of interest this time of year. It's spring, so spring really means Leo. The familiar sort of backwards question mark at the front end of Leo with the bright blue star Regulus here. And actually, Leo to me is one of those constellations that looks like what it's supposed to be. I can actually picture a lion's head, front legs and hind legs here. But the part I want to just bring to your attention is this little area here. And each of these, this is from Stellarium. Each of these is an object of some sort, either NGC catalogue or Messier catalogue, and this is the Leo triplet here, and I'll zoom in on that a little bit. And they don't show you, unfortunately. They show you graphics for the Messier objects. It's Messier 65 and 66 next to each other. But they don't show you probably the best one of the 3 is NGC 3628 there. So what I've done here is I've got an actual photograph of the whole area. That's the Leo triplet. Actually was NASA's astrophoto picture of the day in March 2006. And, so that's well worth looking at. If you get a telescope on that, and ideally a camera too, that looks very good. And the other parts of the sky, just along a little bit. This here was the back end of Leo that we looked at, the nebula there, and so the rest of Leo is over here, or over here if you're looking at that screen. And this area here is the Virgo cluster, and you can just see the sheer number of objects in that area. It's quite huge. This is Virgo down here, so we've got Mars and Spica down this side of things. And the area we're going to look at there is this little C-shaped area here, and that is called Markarian's chain. And we'll have a little closer look at that. This is an actual photograph. It's all quite dim there, and the brightest objects are the two Messier objects in 84 and 86, and Messier 87 over here, but these are all sort of quite distant galaxies. But they do look very nice if you see that through a sort of a 10-inch telescope or something like that, you'll see a nice sort of curve of things there, and these two here are called the eyes in the middle. So that's things to look at in the Leo Virgo region of space, very well exposed at the moment. I think we were planning to do, this is David here, yeah. How are we looking for observing? We've theoretically got one pencil in, haven't we?
I haven't seen the forecast yet.
Yeah, we need things to improve a little bit, but keep an eye on the website. When you go to our website, irishastro.org, up in the top right corner, there's a bit that takes you straight to the observing part of the forum. That's where we do the updates on the day to say if we're going out down to Dulwich Country Park or not. So, okay, that's all I need to say about any of that. I'm going to introduce our guest. We're very pleased to have with us Dr. Steve Myers, who originally actually studied engineering here at Queen's a long time ago. Well, not very long ago at all, but I'll get into trouble whichever way I play this. But he's internationally distinguished for his outstanding engineering contributions and leadership in the development of CERN. That's the Conseil for European Research Nucleaire, something like that. Particle colliders over the last 40 years, including the intersecting storage rings, the Large Electron Positron Collider, and of course the Large Hadron Collider. So these hugely complex machines are amongst the greatest engineering endeavours ever undertaken by mankind, and they depend on many branches of engineering, including civil, mechanical, electrical, and informatics. So there's a huge mix of skills going into building something like that. And Steve is currently the Director of Accelerators and Technology at CERN, and is responsible for the exploitation of the Large Hadron Collider, which of course brought about the discovery of the Higgs boson. So a very warm welcome, please, for Dr. Steve Myers.